Aloha and welcome to our channel. If you've ever wondered how to make smart investments in Hawaii real estate, I've got a great case study for you today. And we're going to show you how an investor friend of mine actually turned $1 million investment into $1.35 million. That's $350,000 extra in market value in just 3 months. And no, he didn't have to come up with a cool million in cash to make it happen. Not bad, right? I'm Chris Shomo, real estate agent and owner and founder of Home Sweet Home Hawaii Real Estate, brokered by eXp Realty. Let's jump in and take a closer look at how this investment in the North Shore, specifically Turtle Bay's Kuilima Estates, turned out to be such a successful investment. Aloha, welcome back. We're talking about the Kuilima Estates in Turtle Bay, which is located on Oahu's beautiful North Shore. And this area is famous for the world-class surfing, a laid-back beach vibe, and luxurious resort living. And Turtle Bay Resort itself is now under the new ownership of the Ritz-Carlton, which only adds to the appeal. Now, Kuilima Estates has 2 townhome complexes. You have Kuilima Estates East and Kuilima Estates West. They're located right when you drive into the grounds of the Turtle Bay Resort. And the complexes, they're almost identical, except for a few key differences. They both have at least 2 swimming pools of their own. I'm pretty sure they both have 3, but I know at least Kuilima Estates West has 3. And they both have 2 tennis courts each, and also they have barbecue areas. But both complexes, they're surrounded by lush tropical landscaping, with the West complex offering views of the George Fazio Golf Course, and the East complex can have a more secluded feel, and it's a little closer to the ocean and Turtle Bay Resort. Now this one aligns with the Arnold Palmer course, which is a championship level course known for hosting professional tournaments, and it's considered one of the best on Oahu. But if you're an animal lover and have a furry family member or two, you'll want the west side, since Kuilima Estates West, their HOA, it's pet friendly. Pets aren't allowed in the East complex unless of course it's a service animal or if it's ESA certified, which is an emotional support animal certification. But if you're thinking of investing at Kuilima, here's the kicker. The units here in either complex, they rarely come on the market. And when they do, they're snapped up quickly, often with multiple offers. But don't worry, if you feel this area could be a good spot for you, we've got you covered. We've got a great pulse on the neighborhood activity here. So let's get into the backstory a little bit and how we came across this opportunity. So the problem, or I like to say the challenge, my investor client was looking for a short-term rental property in the North Shore. He'd already had success with a great rental property that he bought in Waikiki, so he was familiar with the process and ready to make another move. The challenge, the units at Kuilima Estates, they were hard to find, and that's because that the few that did come available, they were priced way above what he was willing to pay. So this is how we found the right property for him. Instead of waiting for the right unit to eventually hit the market, we actually decided to take a more proactive approach. We sent letters to all the owners in both complexes, which kept my 7-year-old son very, very occupied with a summer job that he wasn't even expecting, stuffing and stamping a few hundred envelopes. The letters were basically letting the homeowners know that if anyone was thinking about selling in the near future, we had an interested family looking and able to purchase off market. This actually turned out to be a smart move, and we ended up securing a property at a price that was well below the typical market value. The investment. We found a townhome where the owners wanted to sell for $1 million. The model is a 2-level townhome with 1 bedroom on the lower floor and an extended upstairs loft space for a 2nd bedroom. And it had a full bathroom on that level and a full bathroom on the ground floor level. So the sellers were actually the original owners, and the home needed a complete renovation. After a smooth negotiation process, we got it under contract and the deal closed. And the sellers, they were very happy with the offer, and we were able to close on their timeline, making it a win-win for everyone involved. Now, it was also a big win for the sellers, since they didn't have the time or the energy or the resources or quite frankly the cash to spend on upgrading the home themselves. So they were delighted to sell their home at their price without any hassle, especially since we already had a ready and willing and financially pre-approved buyer who was willing to work with the seller's timeline. The renovation. Once the property was secured, we got to work. We had a $150,000 renovation budget and actually came in way below that since they spent around $100K for the entire renovation, plus throw in a few more for new furniture, kitchen items, and other furnishings. Over the course of 3 months, 1 month for the escrow process and 2 months for the renovation, we transformed the unit. We updated the kitchen, the bathrooms, the flooring, bringing the stairs that led to the loft upstairs up to code, and made other cosmetic changes to make it more attractive to potential short-term renters. So the goal was to make the unit feel modern, comfortable, and really able to compete with other high-end short-term rentals in the area. The result, after 3 months, the property was worth $1.35 million, and this was a 35% increase in value in just 3 months. $350,000 increase. The unit is now cash flowing as a short-term rental with 95% occupancy. Now this is a great example of how to find a solid investment, make smart renovations, and see a real return on your investment. Hey, by the way, if you're liking this video so far, can you please do us the favor of giving us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel? Thanks, we'd really appreciate it. And if you'd like to keep up to speed on the current real estate market here in Hawaii, feel free to click the notification bell. That way you can get alerts whenever we publish a new video. Now I'd like to show you the transformation of this unit before and after the renovation. Let's take a look at the transformation. As you can see, the unit has been completely revamped to make it more appealing to short-term renters. The kitchen is modern with newer appliances, the bathrooms have been updated, and the overall feel is very fresh and inviting. I want to take a moment to share some of the current comps. The market continues to do well in Kuilima Estates. A year and a half later, 2 exact models recently sold for $1.4 million and $1,425,000. I know it sounds crazy, right? My client's value increasing an additional $50,000 to $75,000 more in less than 18 months after their initial $350,000 increase. Now personally, I don't see a cap in sight since it's only one of 2 legal short-term rental complexes in all of the North Shore. And the other one is Turtle Bay's exclusive ocean villas that are priced in the $3 to $4 million range for their 3-bedroom condo models and $5 to $6 million for their 4-bedroom models, which happen to be actually conjoined 2-bedroom floor plans. So this makes Kuilima Estates a good choice for investors looking for great, long-lasting appreciation and high returns in the North Shore area. So side note here, if you're interested in Kuilima Estates, there are a couple different models and floor plans offered, and they start with studio units with lofts. They have 2-bedroom units with no lofts and 1 and 2-bedroom, 2-level townhomes with lofts. So if any of these pique your interest, of course, feel free to reach out to me directly. Okay, so in conclusion, this case study is a perfect example how to find an off-market property, make smart renovations, and increase the value of your investment. In this scenario, my client was very fortunate to have a $1 million purchase turn into a $1.35 million value in just 3 months, making it a profitable short-term rental that's cash flowing at 95% occupancy. Hey, by the way, if you're liking this video, feel free to give us a thumbs up and of course subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell for alerts so you can be notified when we publish new videos. It's a great way for you to be in the loop of our current real estate market here in Hawaii. And if you have any questions or want to learn more about real estate on the North Shore, feel free to drop us a line in the comments below. That's it for today's case study. This is a great model to follow if you're thinking about investing in Hawaii real estate, especially in areas like Turtle Bay and the North Shore. Finding a fixer-upper, adding value through smart renovations, and renting it out as short-term rental is a proven strategy. I hope you found the video helpful, and if you're thinking about buying or selling here in Hawaii, feel free to reach out to me anytime. My contact info is in the description below. Whether your move is in 9 days or 9 months, we love it when people get in touch with us. We're here to make your move as smooth and stress-free as possible. Mahalo for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Aloha. So here we are in Kuilima Estates East, and what I wanted to do is give you a walkthrough of the finished product here of an investment property of a client of mine. First, I'll show you some before pics, and then we'll do a quick tour of after. This investment property, we found it off market, and it was essentially for sale by owner. I sent out I have buyer letters to all of the owners here at Kuilima Estates, Had my 8-year-old son pack about 350 envelopes and stuff and stamp. And a couple homeowners reached out to me, and we found a great family that had owned the condo for many, many years. And it just happened to be at a time when they needed to sell it. So we're able to get this property off market for my investor. So we actually were able to acquire the property for $1,030,000 with $30,000 in seller credit back to my buyer to buy down his interest rate as well as contribute to his closing costs. So he basically purchased the property for $1 million. He spent upwards of $100,000 in complete remodel, renovations, and also buying new furniture to make it a beautiful Airbnb. And as soon as he purchased the property, he had instant equity in it over $150,000. But after the investments of the home renovation and everything else, in just 3 to 4 months, the property was worth $1.3 million. And now here we are about 7 months later, the property is worth between 1.4 and 1.5 million. Outstanding investment opportunity. If you'd like to know more about these types of opportunities, always feel free to reach out to me. Okay, now let's go take a look. And let's take a peek upstairs and see how they converted the loft space.